All right, guys, what's up? Your buddy an alchemist. I wanted to make a video letting you guys know what's going on, news that you may or may not have heard via your traditional stream of media. Of course, the biggest news going around right now is the United Kingdom, Bank of England, pretty much bailing out pensions. So what's going on right now is the new, I'm not sure if it's a prime minister or president there, has been elected, is planning on rolling out tax cuts, all while increasing government spending, right? Through what's going to be the creation of more bonds. This will very likely create inflation. We see the pairing of the British pound decreasing when compared to the dollar. Ultimately, the way that you could see the mechanism taking place is that the dollar is, a fiat amongst many other fiat currencies worldwide, meaning fiat is pretty much by decree. There's nothing that backs it. Fiat is like saying, because I say so. It's by decree. The government is saying, we're going to use this way of money, and you have to go along with it. Now, the problem is that all the fiat currencies around the world are unstable because of this mechanism, this house of cards. In a manner of speaking, the dollar is like the prettiest pig in the farm of dirty pigs, you could say. Um, so, yes, the dollar's doing good, and many people here in the US could feel comfortable while other countries are feeling the pain. And that's because we export our inflation to other countries. Um, they're printing more money in England in order to bail out pensions. In other words, the plan that many people working hard to save their energy towards their retirement so that they could have a way of living that will be comfortable, their sweat, their time, energy, it's going down to zero. And had the Bank of England not stepped in and bailed them out, they would lose it all. Now, the problem with that is that the entire country there will pay for that via heavy inflation. And while that action is taking place by their central bank, other central banks are taking note of that action and will follow suit, including the United States. Um, Many will follow suit, and it's only a matter of time that the United States goes through hyperinflation. They'll probably blame it on many reasons that will have no direct link to the result. Pretty much the dollar is acting like a wrecking ball to other fiat currencies. There's a liquidity problem. There is not enough cash in the system. If you have $5,000 in your bank account, try to take it out of the bank account and see the difficulty that you'll have doing that. Now, most Americans do not even have that much money in their bank account. More and more Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and barely have $500 in their bank account in case of an emergency. There's a liquidity problem. The banks don't have enough cash. knowing this, I was curious and took a look at the Brinks chart in the stock market. Brinks. You could look this up for yourself, and it's gone directly down. What does that tell me? Because what does the Brinks Corporation do? The Brinks Corporation transfers physical dollars, bills, to banks, to casinos, to institutions, ATMs. If they're not doing well, and it's a direct sign that there's not a demand for that service and investors are not investing in that company. You could argue all stocks are doing bad right now. No, not really. Not every single stock. There are stocks that are doing well. But for the most part, yes, stocks are suffering at this moment. I want to clarify the difference between a recession and a depression. A recession is a short term downturn in the economy, right? Right now, we're going through an inflation rate of roughly 8% plus. Depression is a long term downturn in the economy. When inflation goes up, obviously people have less money to invest. Now, this coupled with the Fed increasing the interest rate, and I'll break that down. It's up to 3.25 from 2.50 a month ago. Some call it basis points or whatever. I'm just going to keep it simple. Money is becoming more expensive to borrow. When that happens, corporations that hire people and that produce things and that provide services will tend to borrow less and be able to produce less and see less margins, less profit. It begins to shrink because the money that they are borrowing in order to conduct business is becoming more expensive. So it's gone up from 2.5% to 3.25. You could argue, okay, it's only, we're talking about single digits, but it counts for a lot. Historically, the stock market does go down when the Fed rate increases, the Fed hikes rates. So what's going on? Assets are at a discount. They're on sale. And I'm not saying that this is the bottom. None of this is financial advice. I'm just breaking things down, connecting the dots, presenting the information to you so that you wish you could dig further for yourself and then decide what you want to do. All recessions come to an end. Timing is the mystery, right? So don't go out and make any brash decisions, but you would be wise to create some form of plan and take one step towards that plan's end. Is it a coincidence that BlackRock, JP Morgan, Charles Schwab have planned and are in the middle of rolling out or have already launched crypto funds at this low of a price for Bitcoin during this moment of correction? Wall Street players like Fidelity are preparing to open sales to their clients of Bitcoin. So, with this liquidity problem going on, liquidity meaning money flowing, the amounts of money flowing in the system being harnessed and reined in, there's less of it in the system. It's worth noting the use case of this crypto XRP. Now, currently XRP is at 47 cents. We've seen a weekly double bottom formation on the weekly chart where historically that tends to show a bottom for that crypto. The last time that we saw this formation, XRP went from under 20 cents to $2 in 2018. And recently in 2021, it went from about 25 cents to $1.60. I'm not saying to go and jump into XRP. I'm just saying that historically, when we see these patterns, that's what happens. Um, SWIFT, the International Finance Messaging Standard, historically used by institutions, has partnered with Chainlink, a cryptocurrency, a software of crypto. Now, what is ISO 222? ISO 222 is an international financing messaging standard used for electronic messaging between financial institutions that is looking to overtake and topple the old SWIFT messaging system by old institutions. It's already being used. It's getting ready to, be used in November, I believe. You could look this information up for yourself. Now, 10 countries have already begun using central bank digital currencies. Among them, Jamaica, India, Bahamas, Sweden, Switzerland, Japan, and of course China and Nigeria. There are 105 countries around the world exploring the use of CBDCs. On March 9th, President Joe Biden signed the executive order ordering the Department of Treasury to prepare reports assessing the infrastructure needed for a potential CBDC. Fed Chair Jerome Powell recently has stated that they are thinking about creating a CBDC, the aspects, features that it would have, and some features it will certainly not have. Now, they're acting as if they're considering this. They're pretty much telling you what they have already decided and what's getting ready to be rolled out. They have to speak as if there's no certainty with their words, and they're just thinking about it, because if they would tell you that that is the plan and behind closed doors they've already decided on the next action, people would react and front run the launch of CBDCs. The markets would go haywire. You know, people would run to silver very fast. People would cash out of the old system very fast, creating instability. But what I am telling you is that the instability is already here, and it's only going to speed up throughout the fall, the winter. So it would be wise to maybe, as I've been saying, stock up on food, because hyperinflation or massive inflation seems to be in the cards. I've been trying to explain all of this to people I care and love ad nauseum. It seems not to register with many people. So I'm kind of just losing my passion in a sense, but I want to put it out there because if I could just help one person prepare, I've done my job. If it's not necessarily someone that I know and care about right now, I mean, I care about everybody, but to the extent that I care about my friends, close friends, and family, I may not care about a stranger as much, but I still care about strangers. I don't want to see anybody suffer, right? There's no skin off my back to give this information, and if you feel like researching a little bit, run with it and do what you will. Look into XRP. Look at look into its use case. Look into what's happening with silver, gold, and all these banks around the world, these large institutions buying more and more of these precious metals. Why are they doing that? Ask yourself these questions and look for the answers yourself connect the dots, and take the steps necessary. I'm gonna add a link to an article that you could read. And please, since I'm taking these 15 minutes out of my night, please like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna watch my words because when I first started this channel, I was a bit too blunt with my opinions. Imagine that in the land of the free, home of the brave, actually voicing my thoughts. And it seems that that has affected in a negative manner the algorithm. So, in order to help me, and it greatly will help me, please hit the like if you do like this video. Or if you don't like it, hit the down button and share it with one or two people that you think may benefit from this. If you have any questions, message below. Hope this video finds you well. Um, oh yeah, I'll end it with this. Cryptos that I'm looking into right now for October, November to kind of dollar cost average into. HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph, Gala Gaming, and of course you can't go wrong with XRP or even XLM. I'll keep the list short. Okay, peace.